Men who cannot control their lust do worst with women. When you cannot control your lust, you automatically put women above yourself. The problem is, women don't want a man who cannot control his urges. You have to understand, bro, that when you can't control your urges, you can't control yourself. Women want a man who is in control of himself, because when you are in control of yourself, you can lead yourself. And when you can lead yourself, she could see you as a leader. She can see that you're different from every other man that is talking to her. She knows you're different because every guy that she interacts with is throwing themselves at her, giving her compliments, falling head over heels for her. You know, women don't want a man who is not in control of their lust. In this video, you will learn why women don't want a man who is not in control of his lust, and you will learn what to do instead. What you have to understand about women is that she can sense your energy. When you have conversations with women, she's going to be able to sense when you're in a lustful state. When you're in a lustful state, you project how you feel, and how you feel, she will be able to feel. You know, you're projecting desire. You're projecting and coming from a lustful state. Women can feel this. The reason why she can feel this is because you're not grounded. She can sense that you aren't present. She can sense that you have an ulterior motive. She can sense that you're not talking with her to actually get to know her. She can sense that you're talking with her because you're in a lustful state. You want what is in between her legs. You know, the reason why majority of guys don't actually have good conversations with women and get the women that they actually want is because they're coming from a lustful state. When you come from a lustful state, she will know in the interaction because you are overly thirsty. You are overly complimenting her. You are overly just focused on her outward appearance. You're focused on how she looks. You're focused on that dump truck that she got back there. You're focused on those goodies that she got in front of her. You're only focused on her physical. You're not actually there to actually try to build a connection and actually try to see what she's about. You're not there to actually build a genuine connection. You're not there to actually get to know the girl. You know, you're just thirsty. You're looking for validation from this woman. When you talk with women, you look for validation. She sees and knows when you're looking for validation. The way you talk, the way you communicate with her is coming from a needy, validating state. You're being needy. You're coming and interacting with her with needy energy. When you are thirsty, looking for validation, you are needy. This all stems from being lustful. The thing is that lust puts you in the state of wanting the girl so bad that it makes you unattractive. You are needy. Women don't want needy men. This is why women don't want men who cannot control their lust. Women want men who are in control of themselves. You know, because when you're in control of yourself, you're disciplined enough to control lust and allow that desire to not take over your interactions with women. But when you're not in control of your lust, you come off as needy. You come off like you really need her, you really want her because of that desire that you have within. And this is why women are repelled by modern men. Modern men are lustful. Modern men want what is in between her legs. When you're in a lustful state, you're showing weakness. You're being weak. And women don't want a weak man. When you're weak, it shows that she's above you. You put her on a pedestal. This desire is making you fall into weakness. This is how women nowadays are rich off of guys paying them for their bodies. Like, really understand this. The fact that women are making a living off of men's lust is all you need to see why this is weakness. Women take advantage of this weak behavior. This is why women use lust to control weak men. Weak men give up their resources just to see a woman's body, just so they could feed their own lust. This is why men who are not in control of their lust do worst with women. You have to be in control of your lust. You cannot put women on a pedestal. You cannot be seeing these dirty websites. When you constantly put women on a pedestal, when you constantly need to fulfill your lust by watching these dirty websites, by being so thirsty over women, you are becoming weaker. You are becoming a man that a woman will not want. Women don't want men who are not in control of their urges. You have to be a strong man. Women want the strongest man that they could possibly attain. When you're a man that is in control of his lust, you automatically separate yourself from 99% of other men who cannot control their lust. This is the type of man that you have to be. You have to be an attractive man. An attractive man puts himself above women. But when you're constantly beating your meat, thirsting after these women, looking for validation from women, you are ultimately putting yourself in a weak position. You are ultimately showing women how weak you actually are, because her beauty, her presence is making you fall for her. Listen, you have to understand that attraction happens in an energetic level. Attraction doesn't happen in what you say. Attraction happens in an energetic level. So when your energy is being needy, when your energy is lustful, you're not going to win with women. Women are going to be repelled by you, because the energy that you're giving off is a weak energy. A man who is focused, a man who is driven, a man who is not lustful naturally draws women in. You will naturally start to attract women when you are in control of your lust, because in an energetic level, she can sense that, this guy isn't like the rest. This guy is different from the rest. This guy isn't thirsting after me. This guy isn't head over heels for me. And women don't usually get these sort of interactions. You have to understand that most of the guys that women talk with are always needy, always complimenting them, always chasing after them, always in pursuit of attaining, always in pursuit of getting with her. And when you can be different, when you are in control of your lust and you have conversations with women and you treat them as normal human beings, because that's what they are. These weak men put women on a pedestal. When you can remove them off that pedestal is when you'll start to realize that this is when you're actually going to start attracting them. When you can view women as normal, this is when you're going to be at a natural state and naturally be able to draw them in. You have to have a life outside of women. You'll tend to notice and you'll realize that 99% of men just focus on women. Women. Sex. Attaining lustful states. You have to understand that majority of men just think about women and they're always in a constant lustful state. You have to be different. If you're watching this channel, my goal is to make you into a different type of man. A man that is strong, a man that is a leader, a man who is in control of himself. You're only going to be able to do this when you have a life outside of women. When you have a life outside of women, you aren't going to come off as needy. Because most men need women to be fulfilled. Most men need women to fulfill them. Most guys need women to fill up their cup. Without women, they can't live. Without women, they can't feel good. This is why they're always in a needy state. This is why being lustful is actually making you worse with women. You have to focus on yourself. You have to focus on building yourself up, and you have to focus on having a life outside of women. You need to focus on your purpose. Your purpose ultimately is yourself. Because when you focus on yourself, women will be able to focus on you. But you always have to put yourself first. When you're able to put yourself first, women can look up to you. When she can look up to you, she feels safe to follow your lead. You have to understand that women need to feel safe in order to follow your lead. When you're in a lustful state, she doesn't feel safe because you're not in control of yourself, so you cannot lead yourself. With that being said, focus on building yourself, focus on having a life outside of women, and when you have interactions with women, they're going to flow. They're going to be more natural. You're going to be in a more natural state. This is why you have to stop beating your meat, stop going to the dirty websites. You have to stop viewing women like they're above you. You have to take women off the pedestal. You have to understand that women are human beings. Women are just like you. Women are normal. They're not goddesses. With that being said, like I always say in my videos, chase greatness. When you chase greatness, everything you want in your life will follow.